Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Jesus loves you. So, everybody's talking about a peace deal right now. The world is in chaos. We've never had a time where the whole world is begging for a peace deal more so than this moment right now. Some people might say the Cold War, fine, but that passed. We're still in it. We're in it right now. Will this pass? Maybe, but maybe not. So I'm starting to think more and more that Donald Trump is the chaos element of this whole end time situation that they're playing out right now on us. Out of order comes chaos. That's their whole playbook. We know that. So Trump is the chaos piece with his latest, post this past Easter Sunday. I mean, that's straight up chaos. He's threatening chaos on the world. And he's already bringing it, right? With the Strait of Hormuz being shut down. That's our fault. That's Trump's fault. Okay, that's his doing. Obviously, Iran did it, but in response to what he did and Israel pushing them, right? So Israel, Trump, America are the chaos factors pushing everybody to the breaking point to ask for peace, right? I'm seeing Cenk Uygur talk about it and all the people on the left. They're realizing that Donald Trump is evil, and they're even using words like Antichrist, demonic, evil, right? These are secular left-wing atheists talking about biblical terms, using biblical terms to describe Donald Trump. And they're correct. Not that he's the Antichrist. I don't believe he is. I believe he's the John the Baptist. He's setting up everything for the Antichrist, including the Palantir AI system. Trump came out and tweeted himself that he wanted to bring down the American dollar. Why would the American president want to bring down the American dollar? Everybody's analyzing what he's doing in the Middle East, and they're like, what are you doing? Why would a person do this, right? It's literally political suicide. Look what he said about America can't pay for your child care because we're at war. Nobody in the history of presidents in America would ever say that. Even if it was the case, you wouldn't say that. It's literal political suicide. But Donald Trump understands to some degree, I believe, that he's the chosen one to bring down the old world order and bring up the new world order. J.D. Vance said this as well, that Trump, that's his role. So when they tell you these things, believe them. When they tell you who they are, take them at their word, right? Yes, they're masters at deception, but they do let out truth. And if you are keen to what's going on and understand, you can see where they're telling the truth. So the John the Baptist dark magician, as Maria Abramovich said, she called Trump the dark magician many years ago before he came in the second time, that he would bring in the Great Awakening, right? She's a witch. She practices witchcraft. She's on that whole new age of Aquarius kick. She said that Trump would be the one to bring that in because he's so chaotic and so shoots from the hip and just says whatever he wants, right? He's losing his base. Tucker Carlson's out. Tim Pool even indicated that he might be out. And if you lose Tim Pool, you've lost everybody. Trump is literally going after everybody who got him hired. This makes zero sense unless you understand the Bible. Unless you understand end times and the scenarios that are playing out. Everybody right now is crying for peace and safety. I just saw Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks, who is a admitted atheist, liberal, humanist. And somebody in the comments told him, it's looking more and more like Trump is the Antichrist, and he's bringing the Antichrist system. And maybe we should believe this. And Cenk says, no, don't go there, right? It's just power, it's just money. See, Cenk doesn't see the full picture. If you think it's just power and money, you're missing a lot. You're missing the spiritual aspect. You're missing the prophetic aspect, which makes sense because he doesn't believe in the Bible, right? He was raised Muslim, I believe, or his family's Muslim, but he is an admitted atheist. So it makes sense that he doesn't fully understand that picture, but we do as Christians. We have this whole map. We know exactly what's going to happen. We're not surprised that they're saying peace and safety, right? Jared Kushner, who I think is the number one candidate for the Antichrist for me, I've been saying it for years, even before I was saved. At least 7 years I've been saying this. Let's say at least 6 years, 6.5, maybe 7. Okay, I believe he's the one who's going to bring in the peace deal. Okay, and I have my reasons for that, and I've talked about that before, but no doubt he's one of the people who are right now, trying to bring this peace deal. So I believe, as Chris Esep has said from Global Rapture Watchers, he says that he believes the Strait of Hormuz will stay closed and only the Antichrist will open it. So it won't be Trump unless he's the Antichrist, right? It won't be some political solution. The only time it'll happen is fully, back to normal will be the Antichrist. I don't know about the Strait of Hormuz, but I can see what he's saying, and I think that's a very strong possibility. In general, I think all this warfare, all this chaos, the high gas prices, the food shortages, which potentially will come from the Strait of Hormuz being closed, and we know it's not fully closed, but Iran is charging a toll for who they want to go through, and they can bomb anybody whenever they want with their drones, which they've been doing. So they have complete control over it. So people have said if it stays closed for 4 more weeks, it's going to be food shortages, and they want this depopulation program, and we know that it talks about that in Revelation. This is one way they can do it. There are many other ways that they do it. We know that, and if you know, you know. So I believe all this chaos that Trump is pushing, and making us like really crazy, feel like you're living in a Twilight Zone episode. You're like, what is going on? Right? That's on purpose. It's order out of chaos, because people are going to want this order to come back. And I'm sitting here today, I'm eating at Panda Express, looking at these people eating, and I'm thinking, well, yeah, most of these people don't even know what's really, really going on and what's behind all these things. Most people are just working their jobs and raising their families. They don't really have time to look into that, and that's fine. Well, I guess it's fine. Everybody has freedom to do what you want. But there are people out there who know, and luckily we have the internet and people are understanding more. But I was looking at them thinking, yeah, what if this does continue to go on and they kind of hear of it secondhand or whatever? Finally, it does come to a peace and this